Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As of every week, I will go into the fundamental analysis, sentiment analysis, COT data, and some technical analysis. And also I will do some recaps of trades that I took from previous week and what happened during previous week and what I learned. Now, starting with fundamental analysis, right here, I added a lot into my Excel sheet. I really like numbers. It's very much easier for me to analyze numbers rather than uh, ideas or how it's moving or like from a philosophical or historical point of view. I just like numbers much more, but I understand the narrative behind it. Okay, so how I rate these things, okay, from an inflation perspective, I just rated how it's likely for the central bank to react on inflation and GDP and the labor market. So the labor market, I don't think there is a huge reaction on it, but when unemployment is very high, the PC curve will shift and the potential output will shift, and we need, it will cause, for example, uh, much more lower GDP, which needs to be countered by lower interest rates. Okay, so there is a lot of much things that go on in the labor market. I just take the unemployment rate and the average earnings. Okay, these are economic indicators that I look at. I just plus one as good for the currency, minus one bad for the currency, and zero doesn't affect the currency. Then I have some calculations to have these uh, equations at the end, these results, and based on these results, if it's below zero, it's cutting, it's above zero, it's hiking, and if it's zero, it will hold interest rate. So the likelihood for the central bank to change the interest rate. Now, if we are in a cutting cycle, and for example, like GBP, the pound, we are in a cutting cycle, so there is no way to hike rate right now. They will hold rates. Okay, so just to keep these in mind, then I added the sentiment tracker. Right here I look into the 3 month yield, interest rate minus 3 month yield. This is the, in my opinion, what it determines is the expectation of the market, uh, the interest rate after 3 months. So the forecast of the interest rate after 3 months. Okay, this is how I look at it. Then I rank it from 1 to 8. The problem is Australia, I don't know yet how to look at the 3 month yield or the 3 months interest rate expectation. There is interest rate forecast futures that markets trade, and they bet and they hedge on the expectations of the next cut or hold or hike. Okay, and then I have here the macro risk tracker. I don't have it yet. I'm working on it to see how I will be incorporating these ideas right here with my fundamental analysis. Then we have the economic strength based on uh, the real data of inflation, GDP, and interest rate. Okay, I rank it also from 1 to 8, 1 being very powerful, 8 being very weak. Okay, after I do all this analysis and data gathering, I do it every weekend. So I did it before I opened the YouTube recording. I mark everything, I rank everything, and then I go into the COT data. Now the COT data is very contrarian to the trend from a commercials perspective, because the fundamentals are playing very powerfully and the sentiment is very powerful now. Okay, so these are the COT data. For example, right here, AUD USD is turning bearish, so sell AUD USD. It might be a retracement or something like this. Okay, so for example, New Zealand dollar, it's in the 80% net long positions. So it means that New Zealand dollar should be a buy from the COT data, but fundamentals say contradicting and opposing this idea, and of course I follow the fundamentals more. I would like the COT data to be incorporated with the fundamentals, but if it doesn't happen, I don't mind. I just look into the fundamentals. Okay, I take COT data as sentiment, but my real sentiment is the yield curves, okay, the yield prices. So the 3 months yield, the 1 year yield as short term and medium term rate expectations for any given country. Okay, after I do these, I start analyzing. For example, the pound is looking to high rate. It has a 3.333 ranking right here. So I guess the chef is good. So pound chef and pound euro. So it will be pound chef and euro GBP, and we look at it. Okay. So right here, this is the pound chef and pound New Zealand dollar. We moved higher during the last day on Friday, okay, and in my opinion, we created a demand zone right here. So we have this candle as small consolidation with this one, then we pushed lower, then we immediately pushed higher. Okay, so if I go to the weekly time frame, it's just zero candle. Okay, went lower, immediately retraced into its opening. Okay, so this is an idea. We have in my opinion, this is a demand zone. We could retrace into it. If we retrace into it, I will look into the lower time frame analysis and enter a long position. Okay, so the pound is better than the chef, is stronger than the Swiss franc in my opinion, which will give me a long position on the GBP chef. Euro GBP, it's opposite. I am short Euro GBP. Why? Euro is looking to cut rate and its sentiment is very negative. Pound is looking to hold, sentiment very powerful. Right here, it's ranking 3.33. Euro is 4.33. So there is a huge difference between, not just difference. If it's stronger, it's stronger. Okay. So here, just from a real, yeah, it's percentage data. Okay. So this is the data. It's not ranking. So +1, -1, not like this. Just economic differences. And right here, this is looking to hold interest rate. Right here is looking to cut interest rate, which we look into it, and we come into the technical analysis. We see that we have a supply zone at this area, and we have another supply zone at this area. If I have the good price action on the lower time frame during this area right here, I will take a short position. This is another idea. Also, the Euro USD, I don't think there is someone that doesn't know that this pair is bearish. Okay, so if you go into the social media, X, YouTube, if you have subscriptions or follow any financial market, any like Forex Live or any media like this, any social media account that have news on the financial market, we can see that the USD is very powerful and the Euro is very negative. Also, sentiment USD is good and the Euro is looking into cutting rate by much lower. Okay. Also, if you see the 1 year yield, they might cut. The expectations right now is to cut 100 basis points. So uh, it's much higher, much higher, much higher. Okay. So we have Euro USD. AUD chef, actually I entered a position at AUD chef, and because of poor risk management, I lost the trade. So I was bullish from previous week on AUD chef. AUD 2.67 right here. Chef is 4.33. It's looking to cut rate right here, and AUD is looking to hold interest rate based on my analysis. Then we come right here. We have this at the 4. Ranked as 4, but if we see the interest rate minus 1 year yield right here is looking to cut 18 basis points, and chef is looking to cut 28 basis points on 3 months. Okay, so I think sentiment on AUD chef also is bullish on AUD, or more bearish on chef rather than AUD. This data right here supported, my data right here supported, and this is the fix. I use it as risk on, risk off sentiment. Keep it away right now. And what we had is we had this demand zone right here, went into the 1 hour time frame, entered a position. It was a very poor risk management, and I lost that trade. My entry as was at 410. Price reached 400, but I have a spread of 1 point, 10 points, and it's totally fine with me. I entered around this area with my stop loss around 111. Okay, and I got stopped out like this. Okay, it's 8 points, so around 1 pips, because I trailed my stop loss in the wrong manner. This is not how I trail my stop loss, but I did it, and it was very poor risk management. I would have made much more, but it's totally fine. I don't care about it. We will have another opportunities. Okay, so I'm still bullish on AUD shelf. If we have any retracement into this demand zone, new demand zone, I might take another long position. Okay, coming into Euro AUD, I am bearish on Euro AUD, but we need a huge move to the upside in order to take a short position. Fundamentals might change 2-3 weeks from now. Not fundamentals, it's the short term fundamentals, like 3 to 6 months. Okay, because I don't know if I am at the beginning of the change or middle or at the end. Okay, so that's why I keep tracking it week by week on a weekly basis. Okay, AUD New Zealand dollar also, I am bullish on it, but we had a big move. We need some time to retrace into the demand area. Okay, so what I'm looking at coming into the next peak is pound Swiss franc and euro pound. Okay, these are opportunities that might be given to me during next week. We don't want to forget that it's very important to see the next week indicators that will come. Okay, in order to have an idea when you might have an entry, when you might not have. Okay, and when you might have a good move or might reverse on you. Okay, so if we come right here at Sunday 11:45 p.m. my time, we have the retail sales Q on Q. If we see the forecast, it's better than the previous one, but right here we have the rate statement and press conference Wednesday 4 a.m. So if this economic indicator gives me an opportunity to long any pair with NSD, like for example short NSD USD, or any other currency that's stronger than the New Zealand dollar, for example the pound, GBP, NSD, I will look into it to see if I can take a position, because as you can see right here, the forecast is to cut 50 basis points. Also, we have the CPI of the Australian dollar on Wednesday, and it's forecasted higher. Okay, we shall see how these data will come out and how it will affect the market. We have GDP forecasted as the same. We have core PCE, FOMC meetings. Okay, also government bullock speaks for Australian dollar, for Australian currency on Thursday. We have good news to have good movement in the markets. We shall see if we have any opportunity to take a position next week during the events, or even position ourselves before the event comes. Okay, I'm trying to update the way I analyze fundamental sentiment and COT data, and technical I keep it very simple like this. Okay, nothing on the charts, just where we might have a supply zone or a demand zone, just for me to have an entry. Okay, this is everything for today. Hopefully the video was insightful. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Stay safe until next week.